Hi guys, my name is Josie Busey. I'm a fashion designer, but today we are going to be wrapping some Christmas presents. So I really wanted to get out a video this month because, you know, I'm trying to do that once a month video type thing. We'll see how it's working for me. But the outfit that I started designing back in November isn't done, and it's not going to be done just because November and December are such busy months. All my weekends are basically just chock full of either gifts that I'm working on, or I'm just exhausted because it's very busy at work. So I just really haven't had time to do that, so that's going to be coming out in January now. But I still wanted to give y'all a video, so I figured we would do a little bit of gift wrapping because I need to do that anyways, and then I'd also just kind of like fill you in on who I am. I realize I've done a couple of videos now, and I haven't really properly introduced myself, so that's what I'm going to be doing with this video. So if you want just like a nice leisurely video to listen to in the background while you wrap presents, or if you want to learn anything about a nobody that's done like 4 videos on the internet, then keep watching. Also, I tried to be extra cute today, so I would just like to take a few seconds to fill myself up because I think I look cute. I'm really trying on my makeup, so like I didn't really do makeup a lot as a kid just because I didn't want to put in the time and effort to do it. And so now that I'm making videos and I actually have like an excuse to do makeup a bit more regularly, like getting on the internet and trying to learn little tricks to like make it look better, I think this is pretty cute. Still have all good things to learn, but I'm working on it and I'm attempting to get better, so.
Helping me set up?
So these are kind of like the materials I'm going to be using. So I got cute little peanut wrapping paper. I got some cute plaid wrapping paper, some tape, and some tags. I'm pretty basic when it comes to wrapping. I want nobody to think that this is going to be a professional wrapping video. It will not. I pretty much suck at this. It's just cheaper to wrap things instead of buying bags for everything. So that's why I do it. I tried my best this year to shop with mostly smaller businesses and like local businesses when I could. There's not a whole lot of local businesses where I'm at, but I tried my best. So the first set of gifts we're going to be doing is I got a lot of people in my family books for Christmas this year. So this is the first book I got. This is for my youngest nephew, and he's really into these right now. So all of these came from like a website that basically finds basically local bookstores can like sign up with it and then they make some of the money from it. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it seemed to be the best for what I could personally find, seeing how I couldn't really go out to small bookshops just because of COVID. So this is what I'm going to start wrapping. Okay, so let's start off with some of the basics of who I am. So, you know, my name's Josie. Say it every video. And then this is difficult. I don't like talking about myself. I'm realizing now why I haven't done this, but it needs to be done. I'm 25 years old. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in fashion design from a school that you have never heard of, so that's okay. I decided to go there because I didn't want to leave college in an incredibly competitive like career path and have so much debt that I wouldn't be able to live. So I still came out with a bit more than I wanted to, but I think it worked out okay. It was an okay education. We had some issues with teachers, but as I'm learning from TikTok, that's kind of most people. I I felt like I definitely came out not knowing as much as I really should have, and I think that's mostly just stemming from the fact that most of my teachers had never really actively worked in the industry. So that's kind of like my education. I have a partner. His name is Aaron. We've been married for coming up on our 2-year anniversary in January. I don't remember how long we've been dating. Something about me. I have a horrible memory, and I often have to ask other people things about my life just because I can't remember. So, I think it's been at least 5 years, but I think it's probably been a little bit over that. We have 2 adorable little kitty cats. You've seen them in some of our other videos. Their names are Rhett and Link. While we do like the YouTubers, they were already named that when we got them from the rescue. And when they got here, it just really fit them so well that we were like, yeah, that's their names. So that's who they are. They're both absolutely adorable. Rhett is our cuddler. He desperately loves cuddles. And Link is more subtle. He'll come up and ask for a quick kiss, and then he's off again to go play or climb things or just be whatever he wants to be. They are a handful, but I love them. So, yeah. So something I discovered last year for Christmas is I really like giving my siblings books because they're all older now, so it's hard to shop for them, and they all really like reading. So I like just binge watching BookTube and finding some good ones. However, this one I don't need a BookTuber for because this is my favorite book series ever. The first 3 anyways. The first 3. The original authors 3. Those are my favorite books ever. Lisbeth is my favorite character ever. There's obviously some sensitive stuff in these books. These are definitely adult books. But I just really, really love them. I love the movie with Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara in it. I think that is a perfect adaptation. I absolutely love it. I want them to just do the second one already. It is incredibly upsetting that they haven't done that yet. And they probably never will, and I'll just have to let that dream go, but it's upsetting. So you'll notice I'm kind of wrapping a good number of presents, and I have a lot of siblings. So I don't have a lot of extended family, but I have a lot of I almost said intermediate family. Oh my goodness. Immediate family. So I'm 3rd out of 7 children. And then my oldest sibling has 2 kids, and then I have an aunt. So and then my sister right above me is married, and then I'm married. So that's all who's coming to Christmas. And then we also have to go down to my husband's family's place, and there's less of them because we just do like, I must say it again. My goodness, I can't speak today. Immediate family over there too. So he has one sibling that will be there. So one sibling that's getting a gift, 2 parents, and then 2 nephews. So yeah, it's kind of the family dynamic. So that's kind of why there are the number of gifts that there are. I did a single present for everyone except for the youngest the youngest nephews of my older sister, just because they're still babies. So I wanted to get them, like, you know, something that was on their list, and then also something that I just personally want to give them, because that's who I am. So a reason why the videos are pretty spacey and it takes me so long. So I graduated back in 2018 in December. It was a whole ordeal. I went to a community college before I went to the college where I got my fashion degree, and so I pretty much already had all of my core classes done. So I just had my major classes to do there, which is something I would definitely recommend. You can always like transfer into schools, and it's a lot better to just go to a cheaper college to get like the stuff that doesn't really matter, and just make sure that you're getting the correct level that will transfer into what you want your major to be, and then just transfer over. So then you can just worry about, not only you can just worry about your major, but then you can also like just pay money for your major stuff and not for all the side classes. Anyways, so I did that. So by the time I got there, I was able to do like my freshman major classes and my sophomore major classes like together, which led to some confusing things because the teachers were well aware of what was happening, and then they just didn't care a lot of the time. So it ended up me teaching stuff to myself and seniors helping me a lot, but another story for another time. Anyways, I graduated in 2018. I started working at my current job in 2019. I don't think I've told you what I am yet. I am currently a prototyper / seamstress for a local company. So mostly do like baby blankets and bags and stuff like that. And then in summer when we usually slow down, I usually, it's like the person who runs the company basically tells us, hey, I want to try this thing. And they give it to me and they're like, hey, try to make this thing. So then I have to like pattern it and check it and all that type of stuff, which is really fun. I really like doing that. So I did that. I joined that in 2019, and then I started doing the videos this year, which they are very slow coming just because figuring out a whole YouTube thing is just a new experience. So I'm learning it at kind of a slow pace, but there was kind of a big gap there because I worked myself really hard in college. So kind of like because of that, it took me a bit to like even want to design again, to even like for my brain to even like have the space to come up with new stuff. So now it's kind of like a thing where I can think of new things. Like I have like a lot of things on a list of stuff that I want to make now, and like my brain's just an over creative drive, but now I just don't have I don't have time to do it because I'm just exhausted all the time. But then I'm also obviously very grateful for my full-time job that's very difficult to find, and I'm lucky that I was able to do it in where I'm at right now. So that's just kind of like where I'm at with like my headspace. So this is the only book that I ended up having to get off of Amazon just because literally everywhere was like on back order for this. Like I couldn't get it anywhere at the time that I was like ordering presents, and I didn't want it to be like late for Christmas. So hopefully my youngest sister likes this because I I've heard nothing but great things about it, and literally everyone has bought it, so hopefully she likes it. And yes, I know I'm wrapping these too big right now. I always start off big and then I overcompensate and then it gets too small, so we will go on a journey through this video. Do not worry. It will change sizes rapidly. And I'm personally using double-sided tape just because, you know, it's my attempt to be fancy, knowing good and well I have no right to be fancy because I'm not good enough at this to be fancy about it. I do kind of feel like I'm making like a lot of excuses for my lack of YouTube-ness, but it's not really. It's more just like, I know y'all don't care. I feel bad for not putting out as many videos just because I'm pretty hard on myself for like just the majority of everything that I do. So that's why I am like telling you all of this. But another reason, you know, pile on to the reasons. Another reason that I don't do a lot of YouTube work is because I don't really have a designated area, as you've noticed. I sew on the floor and I cut on the floor and everything is just on the floor, which is just quite horrible for my back. So that's why I kind of have to just, I get to a point where my back hurts so much that I just have to stop. Even if I'm, which is a bit discouraging because like even if I'm in like a great mood and I'm on like, you know, I'm making great time, if my back hurts, I just gotta eventually stop. So that's another thing that just kind of personally bothers me a little bit about making YouTube videos. Also, you'll know I'm taking sections where I'm not really talking. It's just because I run out of things to talk about, and also I absolutely hate working in silence. So I like always have to have a YouTube video playing or an anime playing or music. I gotta have something. I cannot work when it is quiet or else I go crazy. So yeah, that's another reason. So let's talk about the reason, like, why am I making YouTube videos? Why am I doing, if it's such a pain in the butt and I'm gonna complain about it 24/7, why am I doing it? And that's mostly just because I needed accountability. I think one of the reasons why I worked so hard in school was because I was getting judged and I had deadlines. And I do really good at work because I have deadlines and I'm getting paid. And I just don't work on my stuff at home, which I know I should because I don't have a huge portfolio because you're only in college for a maximum of 4 years. I was only there for 2 years. So I don't have a lot in my portfolio, so I don't have a lot to show when I want like a different job, because I do want to get higher up in the industry. I want something to show for that, and right now I just don't really have that, and I don't really have, like I said, time, and when I do have time, I have a hard time making myself do stuff, because I really just want to lay in bed when I have free time. So this is kind of like a way for me to motivate myself to actually work on different things, because I know at the end of it I'm gonna have a video and I have a couple of people watching it, so that gives me kind of like accountability. Plus I feel like if I'm actually going to photograph it and document like how I'm doing something, then that gives me more to put in my portfolio. So that's kind of like why I started my YouTube channel and why I'm doing it. So this is a book I'm going to talk about for a second. This book is freaking fantastic. I listened to it on in an audiobook that I bought just because I was hearing so many great things about it. It sounded so interesting to me. Oh my god, it's amazing. The person who is doing the audiobook is so good. I loved listening to her voice, the way that she did characters. It was just so great. The story is so interesting.
I really love it. So, Vanishing Half, if you need to like read it or listen to it, you need to do something because it's freaking great. I love it. I can't remember what I was going to talk about. What was I going to talk about? Let's talk about my design aesthetic a little bit. So I am working on kind of like rephrasing it because I don't really particularly love the way that it is currently phrased on like all of my stuff. But basically, I like to do athleisure style like clothing types that mix a lot of like hard and soft elements. So I like to mix like a lot of harsh lines and angles with like soft curves and like circles type things. Like that's what I really like. I like mixing those two things, whether it be in like actual design or in like with the fabric that I combine with the design. That's really like, that's my favorite thing to actually design. And then I also really like taking something and trying to put my own personal spin on it. So trying, I think really hard about a way that I can make it unique and not just like everything. I don't do this with everything, obviously. My brain would kind of break if everything I did had to be unique and nobody's done it before. And obviously people have done the stuff I've done before. I just try to like, I really try to like listen to what I like and what I would personally wear and really put that into my clothing. I also really, something that I did learn through all the extra classes that I had to take at my school, because we had to take a lot of classes other than design classes. I had to take a lot of art classes. That were not designed for like, it wasn't designed for fashion students. It was like art classes that were clearly designed for artists. So I sucked in those classes, but I did learn some things. I learned specifically, oh my god, I haven't been recording this whole time. Well, you heard it, so now we're gonna switch over to better audio suddenly. My goodness, I have no brain. Anyways, something that I did learn in one of the art classes, it was like a basic 2D, 3D art class, but it really taught me to think about the whole design. Like, so you gotta think about the back of the design as much as you think about the front of the design, and I'm sure that's really common knowledge with like fashion designers, but that's just not something that I knew going into it. I would just really focus on like the front or the top or anything like that, and I wouldn't think about what does this outfit look like from all angles, because this is a 3D piece that everyone will be able to see from every single angle. So you really got to think about like what does this look like from the side? What does this look like from the back? What does this look like from like when they're sitting down? What does this look like when you're standing up? And I take my time with designs because I like to think about all of that, and I like constantly think about that even when I'm at like the sewing stage and like cutting stuff out. I'm like, okay, the back is looking a little bit boring. What can I do here? And it's not that everything has to be like super elaborate, because you don't want your design to get like too busy. It's mostly just like, even if the back has nothing on it and the front is like super busy, there has to be like a reason for that. Like, is it because you want the back to be like super elegant and sleek and you don't even want to see a zipper on it? Like, there's always a reason for something, and I do appreciate like the art teacher teaching me that, to think like that way, because I think that that adds a lot to my personal designs. So I got Aaron and my mom the same thing this year. I just went ahead and got them a nice little wedding book, so that way they just have
some important pictures from our wedding in a book where they can just pull it out and look at it. So, that's what I got them. Okay, so I'm trying to come up with like more things to tell you. So we're just gonna do like a quick round of things about me. I am a nerd. I like all the geeky things. So I like, well, I used to like Star Wars a lot more than I like it now. But I like the Marvel and the DC stuff. I love just like in my free time, I really just love watching TV and movies. That's my favorite thing to do. As far as like other skills that I have, I can do a little bit of a lot of things, but I can't do them very well. So I can do a little bit of quilling, I can do a little bit of cross stitching, I can do a little bit of crocheting. Is that it? So many things. I pick it up, I do it for a few months because that's what makes me happy, and then, or as far as like crocheting, I did that for a couple years. And then I just kind of forget about it, and then I just move on to something else. So that's kind of like how I deal with learning new things. I really love learning new things. I'm kind of in a constant state of learning stuff, and then here recently I've been better about talking myself out of like actually needing to buy the things. Like, I think maybe like a couple months ago I was like, ooh, handmade lace, that's a cool thing. And I looked up all the videos and I was successful in telling my brain, no, we do not have time for that. All that stuff's expensive and you're just gonna get it and then it's just gonna sit there. So, good job for my brain. Okay, so we are now gonna be getting into the Etsy orders that I got. So these are, if they're like personalized where they have like somebody else's name on them, I'm not going to show you the actual things of those, but just know they're great quality and they look fantastic and they're exactly like I asked them to. But I will put the promotional picture that I got, like the thing that I bought it from. I'll put that up, and I'll do my best to pronounce all these names. But I also will have their information on the screen and then also in the description, just in case for next Christmas you're interested or for birthdays or whatever. So the first thing I got was my younger brother is playing Dungeons and Dragons a lot now. So I decided to get him a big dice bag because he has a lot of dice now. So I got this from Game Fancy on Etsy. It's a really nice bag. It's got really cool design on it and it's got a lot of pockets in it. The quality made on this is really good, and this is like from one seamstress to another. It's really good and it's really cute. Very well packaged. It was in a lot of cuter packaging. I had to open it to see what it looked like, and then of course I couldn't put it back. So this is just what we have now, but that is the first place. So yeah. You wouldn't think that the glitter from these tags would be that big a deal, but it's getting frickin' everywhere. And there's so little glitter. This is why I don't like glitter. I'm very anti-glitter, just because you can just have a little bit of it, and then it's there for all eternity.
Time of the year, no, You got people
Cats are officially tired of being locked out of the room
brings you good
and
cheer.
are trying to get in.
I'm sorry, baby.
You're going to attack all the paper, and then I won't get anything done, so you gotta stay out there. I'm sorry.
Not acting afraid. Never get a white Christmas, but today snowflakes falling down. It's Christmas time, but you're
So, also for my brother, he doesn't have a little character yet. So he's in the middle of like a game or whatever. I don't know much about the game. But I got him a little character. Isn't he cute? I am so impressed with this. I absolutely love it. His hands are in another bag. They're just tiny. You can't really get them out. But anyways, it's where he can he can paint it, and then he can glue it, and this has a little character. So I got this one from Tabletop Tradesman, and I am really impressed with the quality on this. I'm just gonna say that again.
It's been a few years now, and this cold town's not quite the same. I wish you
Is this too much wrapping
by
paper?
the fire, stoking the flame.
Yes.
Can hear Santa driving the sleigh, or was it the Grinch and he got
Do I care at this point?
Kevin's alone, not acting
No.
afraid, waiting for a white Christmas.
See, I've always got good intentions when I start wrapping. And then the closer I get to the finish line, the more careless I become.
But you're not here right now to put up the lights. The candles on the mantle, they don't flicker like they used to with the
This is embarrassing. I'm sorry. But no, you know what? No, people need to see the truth.
Christmas time without you.
The truth and the lies that I am proving that I am not good at wrapping things. We need some bad wrapping representation, and how absolutely bullcrap it is that gift bags are so freaking expensive. And don't come at me with, well, you can just save the ones that you get from last year. Because yes, my parents used to do that, and it works great for them, and they always have enough. But you gotta have storage space for that. And I don't have a good place to keep said bags to be used once a year. Honestly, the idea of even wrapping anything is probably a scam. But it's so much fun to see people just rip open wrapping paper, you know? Just can't help it. I was gonna say the top looks good, but that's questionable. Oh well. Okay, so this was a docking station, and this was from Your Art Design on Etsy. This one is got a personalized name on it, so I'm not going to show it, but this is really good quality and it's really cute. Basically what it is it is a thing you can put on your nightstand, and it holds your phone while it's charging, and you can put your wallet and your keys on there. Basically it's just a little station to keep all of your daily use stuff organized, and I thought it was really cute, so I got that from my dad.
It's Christmas time, but you're not here right.
So this next one is from Intra Studio, and it is a personalized cutting board, and it is so freaking cute. I love it. It's tiny, but it comes, you can buy a bunch of different sizes, and then you can also choose to get a stand to come with it, and so that's what I did. So the rest of what I got are t-shirts. So I made 3 of them and then bought 1 of them. So this kind of leads me in to something else that I think I'm pretty good at. This is for one of my friends. It's for my best friend. I think it's cute. It's down the little pocket of the t-shirt. And then to wrap these, I just made these bags.
I'm not going to tell you how I did it because I didn't do it well, and there are lots of other tutorials that do it better. So I'll let you find those. But anyway, something that I really like doing, and I think that I'm pretty decent at, is I like making prints for fabric and like t-shirts and stuff like that. And I'm hoping to get even more into it next year, but I do currently have a Spoonflower account that I post on when I can, and it's something that I really like doing. I definitely could like improve it with everything I do, but yeah, that's something else of mine that you can check out if you're interested. I'm just gonna plop it in there. There we go. Is it too tall? Yep. Do I care? Nope. Sorry if my voice is starting to sound a bit shaky. I'm getting a little snacky, so I'm probably about to take a break and eat. But this is for my friend's girlfriend. This print is part of a bigger fabric print that I did and is currently on Spoonflower, and I'm pretty proud of it. So that wraps up all of our gifts. Oh, thank goodness, because I was really running out of steam there at the end. All the shirts were printed at a local company too. So yeah, I'm really happy with all the gifts that came out and feeling good this year. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you feel like it and want to subscribe, that would be awesome. If you want to give a like or leave a comment, whatever you want to do, anything would be appreciated. I post monthly, and if you're interested in coming back, it will mostly be me talking and doing something. Usually something with fashion, but sometimes not. So, yeah. Bye.